Hey everybody, Miss Lottie Da here, and today we are on day 22, and it is just so gorgeous outside with the snow falling and everything, and I just thought this would be a good backdrop once again for today's reading. It's just so beautiful out watching the snow. Okay, so today's chapter is called Your Season of Love. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus replied, Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. Matthew 22:36 through 38. August 1st was the day Matt asked me to get ice cream and hang out. In many ways, it was the beginning of our forever. But what I didn't mention before is that as my eyes opened to the amazing man in front of me, something else happened. I had this very, very strong sense that I was not supposed to date him. I know, crazy, right? It was like God was showing me how incredible Matt was while simultaneously saying, but you can't have him. It felt cruel. I felt conflicted and sick with sadness. But after dating Matt for 3 weeks, I couldn't fight it any longer. I knew I had to end it. I had no idea why, but God's instructions were insanely clear and annoyingly persistent. The answer was no. I remember sitting in Matt's old SUV in front of my rental house sobbing as I tried to explain, I don't know why God is doing this. I think you're the most wonderful man I've ever met, and God is telling me no. It's not fair. I'm so sorry. And then I said these words I'll never forget. But if God is making me choose between you and him, I have to choose him. I got out of the car and that was it. It was over. And I didn't understand. I cried some more. Matt and I kept in touch as friendly acquaintances the next couple of weeks. Then one night, he came over to bring me something, and we both noticed something was different. It was as if, out of nowhere, God was blessing the relationship. We were both a little awkward, very cautious, and silently confused as to what was happening. As crazy as it sounds, it was as if the off-limits mandate had been inexplicably lifted and we were free to be together. Something shifted, and while we didn't understand it, we were so grateful. And that was the beginning of forever. Matt and I dated for a little over a year, were engaged for 6 months, and have been married since 2012. Later, when we talked about our breakup, I asked him, what was that? I know God was asking me to choose him, but why did he let us be together in the end? Matt said, I think it was like Abraham and Isaac. Abraham went all the way to raising the knife, then and only then, once he'd proven faithful, did God bless him. God wanted to know if you'd go through with it. Anyone can say, sure, God, I chose you over a man, but he wanted you to feel it. Yes, that was exactly what it was. I remember telling my mentor Eve this story shortly after it happened. I had to choose God. I had to show that I would choose him before he would let me have the man who would become my husband. And Eve's response was brilliant. She said, you don't have to do it once, Christy. You have to do it over and over and over for the rest of your life. Having been married 8 years now, I can say that is 100% true. It's so easy to choose the living, breathing human in front of you, to lean on him instead of God. Now, Matt is amazing and marriage is awesome, but Matt is not God, and marriage isn't supposed to be an idol. Everyone's story is different, but married or not, God wants our hearts. So regardless of your season of love, I want you to know that God wants your heart. He wants it first and he wants it the most. Right now, today, I pray you find a safe place to rest, comfort, and love in the God who created you. And when he's ready, he will write the next chapter of your love story. Remember, he knows everything. He can do anything. He is for you, and he is always on time. Reflection and prayer. What season of love are you in right now? How does this season make you feel about yourself? What do you sense God is showing you in this season? Spend some time in prayer today, asking God to draw you near to Him in this season. Ask Him to hold your heart in His hands, to surround you with His presence, and to embrace you with His perfect love. And that's going to wrap up today's reading. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for day 23 tomorrow. This is Miss Ladida saying ta-ta.